Good morning. Thank you very much. All right, so according to our forexfactory.com news service that we like to use, there's lots of them, but I've been using this for many years. We have a news event at 10 that we want to make sure that we're not trading in the middle of. It can really move the markets, add a lot of increased and excessive volatility. So we don't want to be involved in that. Kind of hard to anticipate what's going to happen next. So that's a good time to go get some coffee or walk the dog or just get up and stretch your legs. We do a lot of sitting in day trading. Good morning. Welcome back. So we had a push and a pullback on the ES. So there's our push. Now we can kind of call the pullback this sideways action. And when that pullback is over, it's easier to see here. We had a big push and then the pullback. So obviously the pullback was over. We should be about good to go for our trade setups. So we don't want to get caught in the middle of the extreme volatility of the open. Sometimes that volatility lasts for a long time, meaning like 20, 30 minutes. Sometimes it's only 5 minutes. Those of you that are visiting with us, again, we want to welcome you. I'm interested to know how long you guys have been trading or attempting to trade. You don't have to be good at it to be a trader. Okay. Anybody else? I know there's a number of you visiting here with us today. So about, what's that, 15 years? So when you say off and on, my question is, um, what are your intentions with day trading? What would you like to see happen? Nice. Congratulations on the retirement. Okay, I get it. So, what has, well, I'm assuming since you're here and you're still trying new different things, have you, well, I'll just ask, have you ever gotten to the point where you feel like you've achieved the success that you're looking for? A number of you have been doing this for many years. Yikes. Yeah, uh, we tried to encourage people away from that market. Lou, I'll ask you, and any of the rest of you can answer. Yeah, day trading's a totally different thing than an investing. I see them as two totally different endeavors. What do you believe? I mean, you guys are really hanging in there and trying. What do you believe has kept you from the success that you want? You know, anytime you end as a winning trader, any day, that's a successful day. So you have to have a lot of those. Um, so you have to define success however it is that you define it. Whether success is having a hobby that you just love or generating enough income to where you don't have to work anymore. Sorry, you put a question mark in there, Lou. Did I miss something? Or did you miss something? I just saw the question mark. Okay, so what have you done differently? If you guys have been trading for all these years and attempting to reach some level of success that you haven't had, what have you done differently over those many years to make you think that something's going to change? Yeah, I'm watching the CL. As far as your approach to day trading, nothing on the CL yet. And I appreciate you guys answering, by the way. Um, Sometimes we ask questions of visitors and they just sit there and I don't know if they're engaged with us at all, if they turned us on and then they have five other trade rooms on, or they logged in and then went about their business. I never know what's going on, but so I appreciate when you guys talk to us. We appreciate it, and we're actually just trying to help. I hear something here that you've never heard before. Yeah, what do I call you? SG or James or Sergeant? That was kind of my what I did for about 7 years. Yeah, we have a lot of James and Johns and Steves. Oh, so I can call you James. Yeah, I fell for the shiny new object thing a lot. So why do you think that is? thinking, thinking. Well, you're both on the right track. Um, the mistake that we make, that we all make, and you kind of hit it on the head with the search for the Holy Grail, and that is that we believe the answer to be out there, not in here. That's a big problem. We believe that there's an answer out there that we don't have, that somebody else has. We just got to find it. I always had a mental image in my mind of what I was looking for, and it was like this back corner of the internet, like going down a dark alley, right? And there's this dingy, ugly door there, and you knock on the door like a speakeasy, and the door slides open, and the guy looks out, and you have to give the password to get in. And if I could just find that door and somehow get in that door, inside that place is where all the people with all the money, just boxes of money, are just partying and having a good time, and everybody's just giving more and more money to you. And if I could just find that, it's out there. I just got to keep looking. Does that sound about right? So guess what? It's not. You can stop now. Not it either. We're not the Holy Grail. We're not going to hand you boxes of money because you finally found that place, that thing that you're waiting for something to speak to your soul, right? I'll call it out, but thank you, Mike. Good. Keep doing that because I may go down or get on the soapbox, and I'm so high up on my high horse I can't see. So even though you don't admit it to yourself, unless you have it put into your face like I just did, what you do every day is you get up and you're going to recommit yourself, and you're going to work at your trading, and you're going to find that thing, and it's going to be great, and all this effort's going to be worth it. But you just got to keep on the search for that piece of information that suddenly lights up your soul and says, aha, this is it. And we all do it because we think it's out there, but it's not out there. You already have it. Prove it. Good morning. You want me to prove it? That you already have what you need to be a successful trader? Oh, you know why you're not consistent? Because you have no confidence. How do you gain confidence? Give somebody confidence. I can't sell it to you. Man, if I could sell it to you, I'd be very, 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 very well off. Where does confidence come from? Because you can't be consistent without confidence. Well, What's another word? What happens when you practice? What do you get from practice? Experience. Thank you very much. So if you're very experienced at success, then you earn confidence. I can't give it to you. It's yours to earn, though. So back to me proving that you already have what it takes to be successful at day trading. You already have it. It's not out there. You have it. Well, I used to practice my trading all the time because I thought I was working at my trading, but I had no confidence in what I was practicing because I had never actually seen it be successful for me. So why practice? I had no idea if I could ever become a successful trader. I had no idea if the system I was trading had an edge and that I was able to exploit that edge. So why practice something that I don't know if it's going to do me any good or not? I mean, a lot of times you practice something, the more you practice it, the better you're going to get. But if you don't have any confidence in what you're practicing or your ability to do it, then why bother? Or why put your heart and soul into it to where you get anything out of it? So I would diddle around with practice and hold on, I'm watching 6E. But then I'd always end up quitting. All right, I bought the 6E, not my favorite instrument to trade. But it qualified for a trade setup. So I did buy the 6E. Now, okay, so tell me, it just hit my stop. Tell me, those of you that are visiting here, what did I do wrong? You guys have watched the videos, right? Tell me what I did wrong. What do you mean? I took a loss. Yeah, I just bought the 6E again. I took a loss. How could I have not done anything wrong? I just took another one. How could I have not done anything wrong? Yeah, we do have news coming, so I'm going to stay out of this at this point because of the Red Folder News event. What do you mean you can't win every one? You guys just saw me take 2 losses in a row. Let's watch and see how many people log out now. Usually when I have visitors in here, at least a couple of them, if they see me take a loss, much less 2 in a row, they're out of here. Ordinarily, I would have traded this 6E also because it's part of my trade plan, but because of the time, I don't want to be in a trade. Right. That's absolutely true. But I usually, when I ask that question, if I've taken a loss, they'll usually give me some excuse about why I took that loss or some reason other than I didn't do anything wrong. What's your job when you're here in the trade room? What's your job? Trading. When you're trading, whether you're trading live or you're trading sim during live market hours, what's your job? You have one. I asked it on Saturday and I got all kinds of answers. Visitors, what's your job when you're day trading? During live market hours. So what's another term for trade plan? Win or lose? Trade your plan, win or lose. Yeah. So what's another way of thinking of a trade plan that might make it easier to follow than calling it a trade plan? Yeah. And for the rest of today, I may take 5 losers and they're all on the trade plan. I may take 5 winners, which means I'll hit my target for the day. We don't know. We only take what the market offers. So, finally, the thing I was talking about earlier, my proof that you already have what it takes to be a winning trader. Have you ever gotten good at anything? Have you ever gotten so experienced at something that you were like one of the best around at that thing? Anybody? New people? There's never gotten good at anything, Lou? You don't have any skills at all? Are you good at driving a car? Wouldn't that be a skill? Ever worked at something because you like it and you got really good at it? Maybe a musical instrument or a sport or, I don't know, handwriting or, uh, I don't know, any type of skill. Cooking? You a good cook? Do you have any of those, Lou? Because if you can do that, you already have what it takes to do this. My point is, what you're looking for ain't out there. What you're looking for, you already got. You're just not using what you got to become successful at this, because we still believe in the back of our minds, no matter how much we've learned about trading, we still believe it should be easy. Because on the surface, it looks easy. All right, so we had the news event. It was a bit of a mover. We're looking for on a news event is a major push, pullback, and then we wait for that pullback to be over. And what I'm looking for, watch this YN. Nope. What I'm looking for is when I look at my trading domes, the Superdome, I'm looking for price not jumping 2, 3, 4 ticks at a time. That's just too much volatility. Basically, if you can follow the price from tick to tick with your eyes, it has settled down enough to where we're not likely to get whipped out just the instant we put our trade on. So I'm still watching the YM. That's the one right now that has the most confluence on it to suggest that we're going to get a pullback. The other thing we have is a speed tick, which nothing happens without a speed tick for us. All right, so that opened and dropped so far, I didn't even get in it. It just took off. The bottom just dropped right out of it. So I did not get in that trade. I would have, but it headed south in a hurry. So we talked about this on Saturday, what's going on here. We will hit a point, and we're getting close to it, where people start getting stopped out. They start jumping out because price is going against them, or they'll start taking profits. And price will start to turn. Watch the ES. Okay, I bought the ES. Called a naked rock star. YM also. Yeah, we got something really driving price down tonight or today, this morning. Not sure what the news was. Okay, so interesting day for me. Lots of volatility, and there's more going on than is typical. So yesterday we had, like Mike said, 5 trades. All 5 were winners yesterday. When I'm trading, I trade for, and I mentioned this on Saturday, I trade for a net 3 winning trades per day. And then I stop trading live, and I trade in sim for the balance of the day. I also trade for net 3 losing trades per day. If I have net 3 losers, I stop trading live and I trade in sim for the rest of the day. So what that does means I really don't have any really big winning days, and I don't have any big losing days. I don't get these wild swings in my trading account. What I get is a consistent income from month to month to month, because days like today, I'll have a couple of them a month, maybe 2 or 3. And you guys get to witness one of them. But it doesn't happen very often, but by golly, it happens for sure and always will. And if you spend time trying to figure out how to not take losses, it's a fool's errand. I'm in this game for the long haul. And I'm shocked that no visitors have left yet. Shocked. Usually, if visitors see me take losses, they're gone. Yeah, you got something really, really pushing this down. Hey, wait a minute. It's a controlled crash. Again, you don't have at a point, first when you first start any new trading system or whatever, you're interested in every single trade. And you live and die by every single trade. And I know this. So there's a winner on the YM that I couldn't get on fast enough. But there's the confluence. This is what we hit 5 times in a row yesterday. Yeah, forgot what I was talking about. My trading brain get the steps on my teaching brain, and then it forgets. Of people not leaving. Yeah. So typically, people want to see only winners because I know how to take losers. I do that all the time. My only job here is to execute my trade plan, and that's it. That's my only job while I'm sitting here in the trade room and entertaining you guys, of course. If my trade plan stops working over time, we all measure our. Oh, hi, James. Thanks for letting us know that you why you're leaving instead of, oh man, that guy took 3 losses. I'm out of here. But like any other profession, don't we kind of measure our income by month, month to month, not minute to minute? Oh, I made $12 this past minute. Well, I lost $30 over the last 5 minutes. Don't we do it by the month? Yet with day trading, you don't think of it that way, do you? So I was asking you what was another word for trade plan. I'd like to think of it as job description. When I'm here as the lead trader of my trading company, my job description is execute the plan. And that's it. You alter the plan later. If after several weeks or months of your plan not working like it used to, it's time to potentially tune that plan. But you don't tune it while you're trading. So some of you mentioned that it was the mental part of trading that you've been struggling with. And again, that's from lack of confidence. So what you need to do is prove to yourself that you can be a winning trader. How do you do that? Visitors, have you guys, if you've been on our YouTube channel, have you looked at the what's it called? Two Ticks to Paradise? That is a challenge to yourself to see if you can be a winning trader. Most of us have no idea if we have the ability to be a winning trader. No idea. So that's where we need to start. That's where you need to start, is to find out, look, maybe this trading thing isn't for me. I need to determine, is it even possible to be a consistently winning trader? Wouldn't that be a best place to start? Uh-oh. They all turn their speakers off. Ah, somebody's still listening. Have you ever, at any point in your trading career, Jim, have you ever felt confident when you sit down to start trading? Do you ever sit down and have the feeling that today is not the hope, but the feeling that today is going to go very well because I know I have a good system, I have lots of experience, I know exactly what to do and exactly when to do it, and I know that the odds are in my favor because I have an edge? So I know today is more likely to go well than it is to go bad. Do you ever sit down with that kind of confidence when you start trading? Hope, or is it confidence? Two different things. I sat down with the hope every day. Man, I hope I can win back that money I lost yesterday or last week, or I hope today goes well. Don't get excitement. See, I'm talking about don't let the excitement of sitting down to start day trading. Don't confuse that with confidence. Those are two different things. Well, there's a piece in the puzzle missing there. Absolutely, absolutely the case if you're not practicing in market replay. Yeah, me too. You know what helps with that? Besides confidence? Not being in a trade too long. It's the GC. I actually created this system. I'm looking for a rock star on the open of the bar. Nope. I actually created this system because I identified in myself that I had those voices in my brain. I had those issues with managing my emotions. I felt like I was broken because when all of these gurus told me you got to manage your emotions, and I couldn't, I felt like a failure. So when I started to come up with this whole system that we're doing here, I started thinking, since I'm really bad at managing my emotions, what if I came up with a system where I didn't have to manage my emotions, or at least kept it to a bare minimum, and I could just get into the mechanics of placing trades versus putting a trade on and then my mission was to manage my emotions. So if I can get in and out of a trade in oftentimes less than a minute, then there's not a lot of emotions to worry about managing. It happens too fast. I realized I was onto something at that when that started working out. Yeah, ES and YM. The YM has a potential for the naked speed tick if it doesn't pull back too far. It jumped my order. Weird. Hadn't done that in a long time. All right, so there's +5. I did get another order on, so there's +5 on the YM. So, Jim, trying to convince yourself to keep those voices out of your head, trying to just keep saying, I got to stop doing that. I've got to be disciplined. I've got to trade like a machine. I've got to, keep emotions out of this. Guess what? You can't. You can try and you can work at it and you can work at it. And what happens for most of us is that we can maybe manage to do it for a week, a day, an hour. but it all comes boiling back. So, rather than trying to keep the voices out of your brain, I mean that's what I meant when I was talking earlier um, about doing something different. See, how many years have you been trying to keep the voices out of your brain? And my point is, don't do that anymore. That's not what you should be working on. You need to work on the root problem that causes the voices in your brain. That's huge. Huge. Nope. One trade will not help your confidence. One day in the trade room watching us will not help your confidence. Confidence is earned. You don't gain confidence by watching. You don't gain confidence by sitting in a trade room or taking 3 or 4 trades over a 3 or 4 hour period of time. That's not how you earn confidence. You can take 5 winning trades in a row and then 2 losers, and how is your confidence? Good? How do you feel after the second loser? Confidence is shot. Even though, even though, um, had those 5 winners and your confidence was sky high. So something's not right there. You don't build confidence over a short period of time. And that's the other thing that you possess but you refuse to use, because we're all in a hurry to get good at this day trading thing. Even though we've been doing it for years, we're still in a hurry. Those speed ticks, there's one on there we go. All right, I was looking at the YM, so that's the one I bought. So I got a +5 on the YM, also a +5 on the ES, which I did not trade because I didn't get my order on in time, but you could have if you were looking at that one. Those were really fast ones. Those were rock star trade setups. That's our bread and butter right there. That's what I showed you on Saturday. This is what we do all the time. This works all the time. Wow, look at you. See how we have this downward trend? We're expecting this downward trend to continue. We have no reason to believe that this trend is about to reverse. But we do know inside every trend are these pullbacks, this pullback, this pullback. Okay? That's why I don't put on runners. That's why I like to hit a +5 hard target and then put my money in the bank, get out of the market, and relax. The longer you're in the market, the longer you're in a trade, the more speculative that trade becomes. The conditions that got you into the trade, that made you believe that that was a good trade to get into, have too many influences on those conditions to change those conditions over the period of time that you're in the trade. So I talked about getting into a trade based on the conditions right now because I'm expecting a reaction right now. Not 5 minutes from now. I don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. I have a real good idea what's going to happen right now. So that's where I trade. And that's where our edge is. And the only flip side to that really strong superior edge that we have is you've got to execute. And execution is a skill. And you can develop skills with practice. Practice equals experience. Experience equals confidence. And you can't trade without it. I'm watching the GC and the RTY. Potentially going to sell the GC here. Could be a Rockstar, naked speed tick. Could be none of those. Ends up being a naked speed tick. And I shorted it. And look at that. I said look at that because it hit my target. Thought it was going to fill. Did not fill. It did hit my target though. Look at that. Filled that time. +5. Nice job. So I keep preaching on practice and gaining experience to you guys. I don't know if you know, inside of our Pro Trader program, we do have a program that teaches you how and what to practice. So we have a structured practice program for you. Watch the 6E. All right, short of the 6E. We have a structured practice program. So you don't have to just try to figure it out and, hope that you're doing the right things. We'll let you know and we'll tell you the right things to do. We also provide tools like all of these trades that I've taken today, even some that I've seen that maybe I didn't take that may have been good ones to practice. I put it on a log called the Potential Trade Setup Log. So I do this for our members of our Pro Trader group that want to know where the trades are that they should practice. So I put it on a log. That one did not work out. Good one to practice though. So you have access to those logs. You have access to the video, this video of today. If something I was talking about you want to make notes on or whatever, you can go back and listen to it again. You can listen to the commentary on the trade setups. To get the GC. Looks like it already went to target. Potential speed tick setup on the 6E. So these daily trade room videos are a real good resource for people to go back and replay the day. A lot of people sometimes have to leave early. They have a job. They're just working at this. They're not professional traders yet. Okay, I shorted the 6E again. So they have to review the trade room later in the evening. And you can actually set up your NinjaTrader platform to trade right along with us, but do it later in the evening when you have more time. So that's all part of our Pro Trader program. If you guys want to know more about that, you can look it up on our website or send me an email. If you guys, any of you want to have a private conversation with me, just let me know. We can make a phone call. I talk to people all the time. The 6E is kind of going sideways, and I don't have any divergence on the current bar. If I had one of those Ds, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D here, I would let this trade go. But at this point, okay, I'm out -2 now. At this point, I managed my stop, brought it up, because this going sideways thing is not what I got into this for. The condition changed, so price wasn't going sideways when I got into it, but now it is. So I pulled my stop up to -2 and it came and got my stop pretty quick. Had I had more divergence on this bar, like if I had had 2D here, I might have waited a little bit longer. This is our flash indicator. We call it the flash. It's a divergence of the RSI from price. This was our first divergent indicator. This is what started us on divergence and noticing how awesome it was when we would get the flash after a speed tick. So this started everything. Then I was like, okay, well, this is working so well. We're going to try the MACD oscillator. And maybe you've seen a dark diamond. I don't see one on the charts right now, but you see a dark diamond shape under here. That's the second divergence indicator, and it worked awesome. So that's when I decided to come up with the Super D, and we actually used 7 different momentum oscillators. So I like these flashes and the McDiver. I leave it on the charts because it helps with trade management, like what I was just talking about over here. I don't use them as signals to help me enter a trade, but I use them to help me identify when to manage the trade. So there's a McDiver right there. Yeah, so that's a good one for you to practice, Les. Put that one on your list. It's already on our potential trade setup log, but practice that one and maybe practice your trade management. You had the opportunity to take a smaller loss here. Again, I only manage that according to my trade plan. Are you in the Pro Trader program? Well, go into the members area and you'll see it. Scroll down to the bottom. Yeah, I know. Remember who's in what program, though. Most of you guys are in the Pro Trader program, but some joined uh, thinking of upgrading later. Did you find it, James? Let's see. You know where it is? Module 4 of Fast Forward. See the Module 4? No, you're not. Okay, you see the Fast Forward program, right? And you see that there are 4 modules? See you, Jonas. Come back and join us. I knew you could. That's what I was talking about. That's the second divergence indicator that we developed called the McDiver. It's also one of the D's when you see the 6D. Notice when I hover my mouse over this bar, we get all these words along the bottom, all these symbols. Those tell us which 6 oscillators were divergent from price. So what they were saying is that even though price was doing this, momentum was doing this. In our experience, price will attempt to catch up with momentum. Momentum will change directions, but price will often try to change directions to catch up with the momentum. Not even a setup. It's only information telling us what's going on inside this bar. We don't actually use, I use the divergent signals to help me manage the trade. To actually get into a trade, it's going to be a setup that includes the Obos, there's outline, and a speed tick, potentially support and resistance, and the Rockstar. Now, that being said, not to make this confusing, but this indicator, the Super D, is part of the Rockstar signal. The Rockstar will take into account this before it prints. Why we don't actually need it for making a trade decision, because it's already inside the Rockstar. But I do use it to help me manage the trades. See this pink outline? Notice these bars are outlined white. That's the normal. When price gets overbought, it turns pink. When it gets oversold, it turns this greenish bluish color. And you can change those colors. This is just what we use. This is the default. But that's how we know price is overbought or oversold. We don't need, typically people are going to use some sort of an oscillator. A lot of times it's the RSI or the CCI or the MACD to determine if price is overbought or oversold. I don't want to take up a whole chart with information that I don't need, because most of the time it's not overbought or oversold, but I still have that indicator. I only want to know when it is overbought and oversold. So I put it right where my eyeballs are. I don't have to look away to know that this is oversold. I don't have to look at an oscillator. It helps with fast decision making. right, watching the YM and the ES continuing on this downward spiral today. Having a horrible day. What? You didn't hear me? No, not me. The markets. My investment accounts are having a horrible day. All right, bought the YM and +5. That's how it's supposed to work. Could have done the RTY also, but I only could get on one. It was way fast. So that's where execution is the key. You can practice that and you can get good at that. Yeah, that's okay, Les. Fast bus. See, I was potentially ready a little bit quicker because I was pretty sure this was going to be a naked speed tick at the very least. So I was ready to pull the trigger a little bit faster than I might have been if I was waiting for that rock star. And you're probably not trading the naked speed ticks. So that being the case, I wouldn't think that you would, it'd be okay to miss a trade. That's okay. Missing trades is okay. Not losing money is almost as good as making money. And that was my point the other day. If I were you, if price was moving fast, I'd probably try to enter down here because it's moved so fast to get to this point. And again, what's the worst thing that happens? It takes off and leaves you behind. If it opens here and drops a little bit like it does a lot, then you got a better fill. Where's the harm? Uh, that is a good question. Well, I had it scrolled back. Yeah. right, watch the CL. There's nothing really to do here if the markets aren't doing what we need them to do, so we just sit and wait. Now we've got a few conditions that exist that could potentially lead to a trade setup. We don't know usually until the open of the next bar if we have a setup. We actually do have a setup. That was a Rockstar setup. So I bought the Rockstar. Now that one qualified as a Rockstar, not a naked Rockstar, because it opened 5 ticks or less from that low of the day. So that made it a regular Rockstar trade. It qualified at a Rockstar. And that was a winner, +5. Nice. Wow, things are really jumping. Almost looks like an unscheduled news event. Gotta kind of be careful. Big pullback. It dropped real hard and then pulled straight back. So I'm not sure what's going on there. There won't be a trade there for us anyway. Huh. would indicate a short if that was a setup. It was not a setup for us because it didn't meet our rules. But if it did, yes. If it's above the bar, that means to short it. If it's below the bar, that means it's buy, if it meets the requirement. Yeah, maybe. Start lining up now if they get a buy. It's not a bailout; it's a buyout. So Get a rock star on the GC. It opened 5 ticks or less from that high of the day and then jumped up after it opened, and that's where I got it. So I did get a better fill. Today is a bit of an extraordinary day. Things have been just tanking hard. So there were some other influences than are normal in the markets. Well, strange day, but we have them from time to time. All right, everybody. Let's call it a day. We will see you all tomorrow.